Hello there, Internet. Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to the Hermit Gamers solo hardcore playthrough of X-Men Legends 2. We were in the midst of a playthrough with Scarlet Witch. Bit of a challenge run. She is probably the worst character in the game for playing through solo with. Unfortunately, some save data issues. We have had to put that one on hiatus. It will be continued eventually. I just so I replaced my PC and I can't actually access the data on my old PC for the time being. Tomorrow or the next day, I'll grab myself air duster or something. You know, just give everything clean out, and then there's some issues that need to be looked at, but everything is solvable. It's just a question of time. But for now, we're continuing on with Magneto. We're on our third part, which means we'll be doing the core, which is one of the more difficult areas in the game. Anyway, let's get in there.
Let the games begin.
Alright, pardon me. And here we are, already here, ready to
Did you need help with anything?
sell some of this gear here that we don't need. We do need the money, so money. Get some of that money. Got ourselves. A nice chunk of potions, grab a skill point. Level advance is tempting, but we're basically halfway to a level, so essentially we've been buying half a level. Not the best value, really, if you think about it. Anyway, so let us continue. As I say, we don't get a metal minion. So the build on Magneto, very simple. This is your main attack skill, it does everything. It slices, it dices, it just gets better and better and better as you go through the game, because you get more shrapnel piles, which means more overlapping damage, more overlapping bonus damage from equipment, blah, blah, blah. We don't worry about anything else. Metallic Mayhem is nice, just big damage, big ult, screen clearer, you know, it doesn't have anything particularly fancy attached to it. In a 4-player playthrough, you probably wouldn't even bother getting it, but since we're solo, we have Magneto, we need to use our extreme tokens, we might as well use that one, because this one's not very good. And then we have Polarized Shield, which just gives us crazy block chance on everything, and we continue to get that. And of course, we will also use Magnetic Deflection, because these two stack on the missile attacks, and that is really, really nice. A couple of points in Mutant Master just for energy economy. And I believe, yes, we're going to have to go chat. A little chat-a-mundo.
Well, with the help of a few tactics, it's a nuclear. That's why we're use the. Yeah.
Let's talk to our boy Angel. And let us go immediately to the core. I would argue probably the most dangerous area of the game, outside of those initial tunnels. It depends on who you're playing, of course.
Oh, it's one of you. Yeah. Not a.
Yeah, of course, it depends on who you're playing. If you're playing Nightcrawler or Pyro, then that early area probably isn't particularly dangerous, and the core is actually not that dangerous to you, because there are more dangerous to you than the early area, so there is that, you know, but it really depends on who you play.
We got an intruder.
You should have run when you had the chance.
And as you can see, our damage is really very nice. You know, we have flight, we have levitation, which is very handy. You see it, like, we just dodge those hits from the fire. This thing will mitigate so much damage, and we're not even at a point where it's really worth using it all the time. Hold on, let me just turn my headphones down a little bit. It's a little bit loud in my ear. And these guys, you know what they're like, they're a bunch of shits, and their whole thing is to just waste your time. What we can try to do with Magneto is to try to ledge them. As you can see, it's a little bit dicey. And when you got a good stack of enemies, why not just use the Shrapnel Sentries and... These guys are annoying, they're real annoying. so nice if even just one of them I could frickin' ledge, but yeah, you guys know my frustration with these enemies. I think they're very badly designed, but it is what it is. Most of the problem with them you won't even notice in a 4-man playthrough, so it really is kind of unique to solo.
Victory is mine! I require more power to do that.
So the whole point of these enemies is that they have this ability where they kind of close themselves and they have enormous damage mitigation, and then they kind of run away until they can cast that again, and then they come back and they move, so they're constantly running away and engaging. The problem is, what that realistically means is they don't really want to interact with you, they just kind of exist and annoy you. And they take way too long to kill, and the thing that makes them invincible is, not invincible, but, you know, that gives them enormous damage, it's functionally, like, uninteractable. The only ability in the game that actually interacts with it, I mean, there are some abilities that can kill through it, but as far as abilities that, like, interact with it is concerned.
There's trespassers in here!
Pathetic.
Yeah, so the only actual interaction is a passive that Wolverine and Sabretooth have. That if you let a level, it's a completely worthless passive, by the way. It does basically nothing. But if you level it up to like level 7, it detects enemies in stealth, which is what these guys are. It's the thing that prevents you doing damage. So if you're willing to bring multiple characters and invest an unreasonable number of skill points in a worthless ability, you won't suffer so much damage. That's why I think that's a very bad mechanic, because when I describe that to you as the counterplay, you have to understand how bad that sounds. Like, that's not counterplay, that's just forcing me to take a character and forcing me into a completely garbage build on that character.
I'm gonna have to clobber you.
You should have run when you had the chance.
As you can see, Shrapnel Sentry really does like work most enemies. And the damage will just get better. Like, when we get a 3rd Sentry, you'll see it. The difference will be enormous. Now, this really is early days. And, you know, we're barely using Polarized Shield. It will get to the point where it just lasts so long that you pretty much just keep it up permanently.
Victory is mine!
Yeah, as you can see, they're terrible enemies. But they've become very dangerous. They're one of the reasons why the fort is dangerous, because there are iterations of that enemy that are extremely dangerous. Like if they have a irradiated aura or an EP drain aura, or even something like a damage boost aura, and then they can like run in and damage boost another mob that does more damage. Like, you know, anything that makes them dangerous for just existing, which is a surprising amount of stuff in this game that, you know, does actually make enemies dangerous for just existing. But anything like that will be very, very dangerous on those guys. Because, you know, these are things you want to get rid of instantly, and you cannot get rid of them instantly.
I have a target!
Oh yeah, speed. Speed is the dumb stat for every character in this game. So, even if you are literally playing someone who has to use auto attacks, and you get massive value from auto attacks, like you're playing a melee build on Jeeves or Storm or Sunfire or something, extremely viable builds, but Iceman, really any of most of the casters in this game, Gambit, Bishop, can massively enhance their melee auto attacks.
You should have run when you had the chance.
Oh, sorry about that. Game audio is a little bit higher. Alright, let me check that out. Is it just the audio, or is it the volume as well? Like the music as well? Because I've traditionally always had my game down like very low, but I've also had a very bad microphone. So I'm really trying to find the balance now. I'm sorry I didn't see that chat, by the way. A little bit locked in. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Luckily, they are a fairly passive enemy, so we should be able to like just kind of play distance and stay away from that guy.
How pathetic.
I hope you can see why I dislike this enemy. Like, a lot of the time, they just are a time task.
I cannot do that because I lack the power.
There are very few games that have enemies that like don't want to interact with the player. That I like. Like, you know, I might like the game, but I usually don't. I won't like that particular mechanic.
Once again, I am victorious. Once again, I am victorious.
But yeah, really dislike that enemy. Because, as I said, they're completely not fun to engage with. The other enemies in the core are dangerous in their own ways. Like tyrants can ledge you, Punishers can stun lock you but also pop you up, which means they can technically ledge you as well. It's less common, but it can happen. Now, undercloaks are dangerous, but it's dangerous in this kind of like goofy RNG way. And most of the time, the danger that they represent is just danger to your ability to enjoy the game. It's like legitimately add 10 minutes to your run through the core. 10 full minutes of gameplay is just you chipping down undercloaks who don't even want to interact with you. Like, they're not dangerous to you, they're literally running away from you. They come, they'll run back and they'll get, you know, literally love tap bumps and immediately run away. It's a really painful mechanic. But I don't understand, like, make ranged enemies super kitey, why not?
Victory is mine!
Because at least they're a threat to you. Yeah, for the most part here, we're not going to be using polarized shield, which is going to be just going through shrapnel sentry and just doing the mobs. I really wish Magneto had a good ability for breaking boxes. He does get one later. He actually gets a couple, but for now, yeah, we kind of have to punch them one at a time, which really stinks. And yeah, I love that you can act from up here. There's no room. It's a film set. Step into my outfit.
Pathetic.
The damage is really nice on everything that like takes down freaking undercloaks.
Once again, I am victorious.
Having flight, always nice. Who's out of here?
There's trespassers in here.
Once again, I am victorious.
Great. Great. Yeah, a lot of the even doing this solo hardcore with Magneto, it's kind of a formality. But I like to do these harder characters, especially someone like Magneto, because he's like a reference character. Like so many times when I'm doing someone who's bad at something or who can't do something as well as Magneto can, I'll use him as a reference because I believe genuinely for going through this game solo. I believe that Magneto is the best character, setting aside the couple of characters in the game that are like legitimately.
Luckily, one size fits all.
How are we doing on the level front? Oh, we're so close. Alright, why don't we just pop into the danger room? I'm sure we can find something to get us that level. Then we'll buy another. Well, this will slow us down a little bit, but that's okay. I'm only doing the core and the stream, so we can take it at a slightly more relaxed pace. Especially because, this has a decent clear speed. Survival, teamwork, assault. Maybe we'll just do this. The parachute.
New X-Men!
Get to.
Magneto.
Oh yeah, I was going to change up my skin for this act. I gotta remember to do that.
Course is now active. Good luck. Generating opponent.
You were less than formidable.
Generating opponent. Generating opponent.
Yeah, as you can see. To start with here, you just really want to go around and get the barrels.
You were less than formidable.
Generating opponent.
I require more power to do that.
Generating opponent.
The situation is good, except we don't want to be standing towards that ledge. Just, but as long as we're in the corner here, that's fine.
You should have lost where you had the
Generating
chance.
opponent. Generating.
And as you can see, his clear time is and this is why, like, when you get to the point where you have 6 shrapnels, like, he's probably the best guy in the game for just clearing ads. Apart from Pyro Sunfire, there's an argument to be made for them. Burn is a very good ability. Burn / Ignite. But it's not as good.
Did you want
It doesn't have the multiple hits. It's better at low level. So, yes, nice. Stats. Wow, I got a lot of stats to do. Ah, 3 shrapnel sentries? No, not quite. Alright. When do we get 3? Alright, level 26. You know what, maybe we will just get this to around 20. Just looks nice, you know? Yeah, see, those deflection abilities, Cyclops has one and Scarlet Witch has one. They're not bad abilities as far as passives go. And if you were to play those heroes and play them to like a very high level, you probably would end up not necessarily maxing them, but getting to about 20%. It's about... the value starts to drop off after a little bit, but neither of those characters have the skill points. Like, they need so many skill points for their attack skills and stuff like that. Magneto is the only one who has one of those abilities and who has such a light build in terms of the skill demand on it.
There's trash in here.
And I wanted to see what that actual dodge chance is, but apparently it's very bad. It's not that bad. It's RNG, so many shots in a row can't hit.
Where are you going?
But also many shots in a row can
You
miss.
should have run when you had the chance.
I was going to say loot down here, but actually go in here first.
Send another squad.
The music in this level isn't bad either. It kind of reminds you of something like GoldenEye or...
Here.
Yeah, actually it's very GoldenEye. I don't know if you guys ever played that game. But I never really got into it, but it was a classic, you know.
The chance.
See how expensive Polarized Shield is? For the time being, it's mainly only worthwhile for bosses, but you know, later on we will have more EP, and though it will cost more, it will last longer. So the actual cost in terms of like
Pathetic.
cost per second, I suppose, will be quite a bit lower. What do we have here? Accurate. That could actually be better. Let's try that. We are a little bit overstacked on energy damage again, but we'll see. We'll see. We can always swap them out. I used to be such a fiend for that, you know, if I would play Diablo 2 or something, I'd find a new armor and I would keep the old armor for so long. And I'd switch them back and forward and be like, the thing was, in that game, like, 90% of items are just undistinguishable. It's like, you know, this item gives the enemy, like, 1% less chance to hit. This item gives you 2% less damage from fire attacks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the affixes in that game can be so irrelevant and so just weak, even when they are relevant, that a lot of the equipment, as I say, is genuinely indistinguishable. The only thing that really matters that much is your weapon. Like, obviously the armor and stuff doesn't matter, but like, what matters is getting the right, you know, it's getting something that has lots of extra life or something like that. Help you out. We have... Pardon me. I was going to say, do we have a level, but I'm just getting confused by the bonus stat points waiting around here. Now this,
Where are you going?
I would argue, is probably the most dangerous area in the game.
Don't let them
And there's a few reasons why. One, if you're a genuine amateur, or if you're just new to hardcore in general, you may be tempted to use this control panel. Do not. This control panel will cause you to take damage over time until you have come up here and rolled the fuel rod. Now, if you're used to playing with 4 heroes, that's the problem, because, like, who cares? I just take some damage over time. I eat some potions. It doesn't take long to get to the fuel rods. No, it doesn't. Not if you have 4 players. You'll realize very quickly when you have 1 that this area is a freaking death trap for 1 person. Because what happens is, you come in here and you get flanked by tyrants who can ledge you into the water. So what you need to do is you need to deal with this area very slowly, very methodically, constantly bait everything back and fight it where it's safe, where it has no chance of ledging. You're gonna think it doesn't have to have no chance. No, it has to have no chance. If you give them a chance to ledge you, you will get ledged. Like not this time, but they only need to get lucky. And I've lost 2 runs down here, just in the time that I've been, doing these. So like this guy, dangerous. So what we want to do is we want to be in this corner where we're safe. Where, we could get CC'd, we could get damaged, but we don't have to worry about getting popped into there and insta-kill. That is the most dangerous thing in the game. So now, we're going to lower these. And we're going to do that on all 4. And then we switch the on. And it's just a patience check. And I died down here playing as Colossus, which I don't think the footage of me dying actually made it. I just restarted my entire run and like nuked the old run. And again, you see, if I'm at another angle, that attack just kills me. You know it. It's just not worth playing with. Bait them back. Oh, he's not quite in. He's not quite in. Go. Are you for real? It's also nice to be against walls, just because you can throw both shrapnel sentries on the wall. Look, this guy is super, super tanky. Let's see if we can get the one shot. Oh, we'll try to bait them into a little trap. Come on, come on. Higher, 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 just a little higher. There we go. No? This one. Oh, you're going in. Up you go. Nice one. Not really necessary, but it feels good. As you can see, levitation still retains a lot of value. The fact that you can just physically hold someone still with it is really useful. And yeet them as well.
Where are you going?
Or just break down stuff.
Victory is mine!
Guys.
Victory is mine!
Yeah, the enemies here, they're not particularly dangerous, like by themselves. It's the threat of ledging that is dangerous. And as I say, I have lost runs here. I lost a run here with Juggernaut, which you can actually see. You can go watch like the last episode. You die here. And it is kind of a bug, but it's not a bug, but it's a weird interaction that I know exists in the game, and yet I still died to it. Just because I got a little bit impatient in here. Impatience is almost always what gets you killed in any kind of like hardcore gaming. What happens is that like you go in with a build that's not so good, or you've been really unlucky with items, or whatever. For some reason, you can't really kill stuff so well. And your clear time is slow, so clearing space and doing things methodically is like really painful. And you start to get impatient. You start to rush things. You start to like run through rooms. Like, I don't want to kill that. I'm just gonna avoid it. But then it's like you need to come back because something, you know what I mean? And you've got nowhere to kite stuff back. it's little things like that where like you don't deal with problems and then the problems start to add up. And sometimes you can't deal with the problems because you physically don't have the damage to deal with the problems. Like damage can solve all your problems in things like this if you have it. And nothing will make you appreciate just how effective damage is as a problem solver than not having damage. Almost everything you do in a game like this is about playing around your damage. If you have range advantage, that's a way of saying I can put damage on you while you can't put damage on me. I can put damage on you from here while you have to stand over there and just take it. Or I can kite you forever and slowly chip you down. Oh, that I barely saw that guy. Nasty. Get out of here. And then you have things like Polarized Shield. Polarized Shield is like, if you did more damage, you wouldn't need the damage mitigator. Not necessarily more damage, but effective enough damage. If the damage is fast enough, if it's precise enough, that anything that is dangerous to you, you can just kill it before it kills you. There are heroes that can play like that. Toad can play like that, Iron Man can play like that, Sabretooth and Wolverine can play like that. Because they're fast and they're lethal. And they don't have any particular damage mitigation, but they just kill stuff before it hurts them, you know? Juggernaut can kind of play like that. He's a little bit damage. He's not that helpful. And creep. Missiles. Nice. Safe corner.
You should have run when you had the chance.
I don't see any tyrants, but
I'm even stronger than before.
oh, I can't. Can't eat that guy. He's too big or something.
Alright, time for a little exercise.
Time for a little. That was a stutter. Left me a little bit worried there. But this game has been beautifully stable on this new version of Windows. Huge praise. I don't know why this game is on GOG for some reason and people acting like it can't be played right now. And I'm just like, where do you think I got it? I'm not a tech whiz, I'm telling you, I literally just install it and press the button. I had to do more messing around with compatibility to get it to work on my old PC. But I think that's just my old video card, like it's dying. It's ancient, it's almost 10 years old. It's been flawed to death. That PC, my old PC, I got it like absolute unit. Absolute unit. I paid like $2,000 for it or something a long time ago. It was, you know, it was good. It was a freaking good buy. Like, it was a good machine when I bought it. It wasn't top of the line, about mid-range for a good gaming PC. And like I said, I believed that thing for almost 10 years. I plugged the power supply so much that started to go on the fritz, and it got to the point where I couldn't turn it back off or on again, and I thought maybe the motherboard was hacking up. And I just replaced the power supply, $200, cha-ching, you know. Got years out of it, more years out of it. And then recently I put some more RAM in it, which was probably not the best buy, but I'm probably going to sell that RAM because it used to have 2 8s. And I was just at the point where like I couldn't stream the game. Like I couldn't stream the game on Discord while like running Discord. Like I was, you know, any memory leak, anything like that, and I'm just like absolutely in hot poo. You know, getting hard crash to desktops and stuff like that. The 2 8s though, more than enough. you know, the PC still plays like Overwatch and stuff just fine, even with the 2.8s. But I would put the 2.8s back in it, maybe try to sell it for, you know, a couple $100. You know, it still works. It's fine. And I'll sell the, so as I say, I replace them with the 16s. So the 16s I'll probably sell on their own, because RAM is such a premium right now. I'm sure someone will want it, probably close to what I paid for it, because I only bought it a couple months back when it was, you know, it was pricey, close to $500. I'm sure I can sell it for a couple $100. It should be nice. Helps to offset the price of the new PC. But yeah, as I say, the old PC has been an absolute freaking unit. Like, genuinely amazed that it's still running and still, you know.
I require more power to do that.
Actually just run out of energy pots trying to kill these complete assholes. I hate them so much. Oh, let's buy more EP. I mean, it took a long way around here, but...
Did you want something? Luckily, one size fits all.
Yeah, I'll probably keep the... Probably keep that one if I want physical damage. That's the best.
Did you want?
What do we actually have here? Anything worth picking up? Probably not. Yeah, it's a pretty strong item.
Luckily, one size fits all.
But yes, as I say, so if you were to build a character that uses auto attacks and and needs to hit enemies, you still don't invest in speed. You just get a piece of equipment like that, ignores enemy defense. And ultimately, what you will do is you'll get a rare that gives you plus damage and ignores target's defense, so you're not even giving anything up. And it's not even that hard to get a rare that has that. I think I got one in my playthrough with Gene. Wait, hold on, I went the wrong way. I had a portal. Zoom back, flight, very freaking handy ability in this game. I do wish you could use abilities while flying though. It's kind of, it's just a taxi ability as is. Doesn't like, I mean it has some combat utility in the dive bomb. I mean the dive bomb is actually like instrumental if you want to clear the game as Gene or Storm or anyone who is, you know, being built as a melee character who isn't actually, like, you know, who doesn't have any melee skills, so you just have to use auto attacks. Well, not Storm so much, but if they don't have any kind of invincibility or anything, there are some bosses that, like, you know, you have to kind of stick and move against them.
How typically feeble.
Of course he doesn't go in. I mean, this is just silly. Look at this. They don't want to interact at all.
You were less than formidable.
This guy, very dangerous.
Let us battle.
very careful about
How
just getting those guys
typically
led.
feeble.
I don't mind losing some equipment if I kill them in a timely manner.
But I must accomplish my mission.
Your mission? Don't worry about that anymore, man. You got bigger problems. But yeah, I told you levitation continues to have, which is great for a level 1 skill. It's always nice when you can get some value out of a skill that you don't have to invest any stat points in. And here we are, we're going to come up on the boss very soon.
Fight me. You're a waste of my time.
And yeah, unfortunately, this area is just gonna suck. There's nothing I can do. Like, there's nowhere to ledge them. As you can see, they just barely take damage.
How pathetic.
So the dangerous enemies here are the tyrants. They're the ones that we actually dead quickly, and thankfully they're the ones that can actually die quickly. But they're still not worth using Polarization for.
Let us battle. You should have run when you had the chance.
I mean, this is just literally not respecting the player's time. Like, he does no damage. Like, he's actually physically doing no damage. He just did 30 damage, 5 damage, 4 damage, 16.
How typically feeble.
He's just like a sack of crap that just exists and eats damage. And that refuses to interact with me and runs away constantly. I really despise it. But the thing is, even with 4 people in your team, it's still annoying. Oh, this is kind of dangerous. Get rid of them. Let's use a little bit more carefully this time. Follow our shield up.
You were less than formidable.
so many of them, and all I want to do is like kite more and more and more of them so that I'm not wasting.
You were less than formidable.
Energy on like one small group.
Fight me. How typically feeble. No.
I hate them so freaking much. I'm almost out of energy again, even though I've been kiting them into big groups. Like, they're just such garbage. I hate them. What can I say? What can I even say that I haven't said before? They're a bad enemy, they're crappily designed, it's the ugly look for Raven Software, who are really talented designers. It makes it look like the game wasn't play-tested. I am pretty convinced this game wasn't play-tested, by the way. It was very, very clearly rushed out. But it's built on good bones, so... The lack of playtesting can manifest itself in shittiness like this. I mean, it's so stupid that you're like this mob of it. There's so many enemies on that screen, and I just like calmly portal back to town for more resources to kill them. Because that's all they are, is just a resource drain. It's such a frustrating, like, there's so much in this game that I say, like, you won't care. Nothing in this game matters, and you won't care about any of it if you actually play this game with 4 characters. Even though these guys will still annoy you. They just exist for way too freaking long, even with 4 people pounding on them. They're just disgusting. They shouldn't be anywhere near as tanky as they are. It's extremely crap enemy design.
You were less than formidable.
But as I say, most of the enemy design in this game kind of sucks in the 4-man version, because like you can clearly see they're designed to do certain things, and none of it matters when you have 4 people in the game. I'm like, this is just stupid. I'm just standing here. Like, it's actually just wasting my time. 11 damage is how much that guy just took. Such a crap enemy.
You to run.
It's so disgusting, I will probably have to go back for potions again.
A trespasser.
less than formidable.
A trespasser.
Oh, we have another mob of these elites.
I'm even stronger than before.
Like, there's no way someone playtested this and was like, yeah, these are a great enemy, really engaging. Actually, that's a lesson that, like, Warframe desperately need to fucking learn. A lot of people who make action RPGs and MMOs and everything else like that is like, if there's just like one enemy in a mob who just takes like 7-8 times longer than everything else in the mob to die, you fucked up. Start again. Like, there's no reason why just one random enemy, for no reason, just has like 7, 8, 9, 10 times the time to kill as other stuff. It's always due to just like math being fucked up, and then people won't admit it because of pride. I mean, is there any reason why that had to take 5 minutes and 7 energy potions? You know what I'm saying? There's no reason. Like, I don't know. Obviously, I've talked bad about it enough, but like, Jesus Christ. I really, really hope people who make games like this aren't doing shit like this nowadays, but I guarantee you they are. I guarantee you they are.
Did you want...
Anyway, it really doesn't matter that I have to buy more energy bags. Because ultimately, tech bits are kind of a free resource. You can transfer, you can turn time into tech bits. There's no upper limit on that. And I forgot to get extreme tokens, but honestly, it's fine. Our extreme is not a boss killer.
You want still enough?
As always with Sugar Man, you just kite. And yeah, if he gets in close like that and he starts, you know, just wait until the melee is going. Then, you know, really push yourself. Yeah, you can kind of bait it out as well by running a little bit. space here, we cast Polar Shield, no reason to take risk. And as you can see, he's pretty tanky when you only have these. When you only have 2 of these. But this ability becomes better against bosses and elites and stuff when we get more individual explosions. Because you will eventually get up to 5 or 6. But for now, it's not the greatest boss killer, but it is safe.
I require more power to do that.
Ha! Maybe you ought to sit this one out. That was a low blow, Pally.
Okay.
And we'll just grab that weapons cache. Leave that behind here. Goes the core.
Great.
There you go.
No.
And that's the core done. Not too bad at all, to be honest. A little bit of frustration with the undercloaks, but the clear time on everything else is so fast that, you know,
Did you
having to kind of grind away at them a little bit, it all kind of balances out. And energy economy still kind of stinks, and it's probably going to stink until we get our 3rd shrapnel pile, but we're 1 level away from that. Actually, no, we have it now. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Let's go. 3 shrapnel pile life. Polarized shield's getting just chunky now. It's getting up close to 50% with a half-minute lifespan. That's what you want to see. And we're getting those focus and robotic scores up nice and high. And eventually we're going to just start not worrying about focus. We're just not worrying about body. We're just going to lean fully into focus with damage. Because we have polarized shield for that damage mitigation.
How would you like to know that that's what... Yes, department, thank you.
And next episode, pursuant to that conversation, we'll be doing the Infinite Factory. I don't believe we have a qualifying exam or anything really worth doing in the Danger Room, so we'll probably just wrap this up here. Hopefully the sound issues were sorted. If not, I'll quickly take a look at the stream. But yeah, big thanks to anyone who did check in. I might save this on separate, just in case the sound was really bad and I have to redo this section. So obviously, I've made fun of redoing things. Anyway, anyone who did tune in, I really appreciate it. I need an ending soon screen. I gotta make one. Anyway, for now, you have to live with that. And yeah, thanks to anyone who tuned in. Take care. Really appreciate it. And I'll be back tomorrow.